Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN. And today, guys, we got some breaking news. I just got notifications from all across sports media when it comes to ESPN, Bleacher Report, all across social media, guys, when it comes down to it. I mean, the breaking news, as you see the title, the Los Angeles Lakers have traded Patrick Beverley from the Utah Jazz. I don't know how to feel about this, guys. I mean, my quick reaction when it comes down to this reporting by Woj from ESPN. Basically, the Los Angeles Lakers, they decided to trade THT and they decided to trade Stanley Johnson to the Los Angeles Lakers, guys, when it comes down to it. This is a big deal. This is such a big deal when it comes down to it. I mean, this trade really caught me by surprise when it comes down to it. I mean, I have to say, when it comes down to it, it is a big trade for the Los Angeles Lakers. And quick reaction. I have to say, it is it's a big deal when it comes down to it. There's a lot of mixed reactions. Some people may say that maybe the Lakers gave up too much to get Patrick Beverley, but at the same time, it's something that the Lakers needed to make, and I can understand where the Lakers are coming from when it comes to trying to build this roster to be a contending team. And guys, just by getting this reaction right now. Still looking for the facts, still looking for the information, what's going on when it comes to the Lakers and this trade. Just right now, looking at the trades right now, guys, between the Lakers and the Jazz, so far they're finalizing the deal, and, looks like it's going to be a done deal. I don't think there's going to be any pullback when it comes to this particular trade. So far, according to Woj from ESPN, the Lakers and the Jazz are expected to finalize the deal on Thursday morning, delivering Beverley to LA after a brief stay over with the Jazz. No picks will be involved. So it seems to me at this moment, the Lakers are not done when it comes to the trade between the Jazz and themselves. I can honestly see the Lakers maybe going to make another trade happen. It could potentially go down. Hold on, I need to check something real quick. Sorry, guys, just sorry. This is live for me, guys. I never go live like this, but when I see news like this, I had to bring it out to you. And this is because I'm so consistent and dedicated to every single one of you. So just want to make sure that everything's going all right, so you guys can hear me if I'm speaking or not, or if I need to change something up. But hopefully you guys heard everything I said. But as it stands right now, I just want to make sure everything's all good right here. Okay, guys, I think my mic is working. Okay, my apologies at the moment. I really appreciate your guys' patience. But as it stands now, guys, as I was reading, no picks will be involved in this trade. So I think the Lakers, as it stands now, they could potentially go and do another trade. And I think the other best trade scenario that the Lakers could do to build this team is to go to the Indiana Pacers trade. That could be the final straw of the Lakers building this team. I can honestly see that happening. And what I mean by that trade with Indiana, I mean the trade with that could include Buddy Hield and Miles Turner in a trade that could be involved with the picks that the Lakers will throw in when it comes down to trading the picks, putting the picks involved, to make that happen. So I can honestly see a trade happening. It could potentially happen, another trade happening maybe tomorrow, or could be in the next couple of days. I still think that the Lakers have a lot to do when it comes down to this particular trade, and it really looks like, as it stands now, that the Lakers are potentially going to make this roster a contending team. And because obviously LeBron James put it out there that he, wants to, he didn't really put it in his own words, but just judging by the vibes between his meeting with Rob Pelinka and the management, is that he wants to contend. And, with these final years and him signing that extension with the Lakers, all expectations are showing that the Lakers are trying to build a good team around LeBron James to the point that they are contending in the Western Conference. So, judging by this move that they made for Patrick Beverley, there's a lot of emotions that we can think about this. Obviously, for one thing, the Lakers have improved when it comes to bringing a player that's a win now type of player, which I really think the Lakers are going to do when it comes to this move at this hour. So when it comes down to it, guys, I can say this is a good move by the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I know there's some Laker fans that are saying, why did you have to give up THT? Why do you have to give up Stanley Johnson? Well, I think the reason the Lakers went this route is because they don't want to give up some picks. So what's the other alternative that's a closest thing to an asset that the Lakers have? It is THT. THT is that other, asset that the Lakers could throw in for a trade. And obviously, when it comes down to this, this was another alternative for the Lakers to make. Now, I didn't really understand why the Lakers would throw in Stanley Johnson in the trade, but I think the reason they threw him in is because that the Lakers want to, make the contracts maybe match between Patrick Beverley's. I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, Stanley Johnson is not really making a lot of money. He signed a team option with the team, so obviously it could not be that much. But having said all that, that could be a reasoning behind that. Having said all that, I can honestly say, guys, and I feel like I'm in a loop, but I'm just this report caught me off guard. I mean, I was honestly waiting for the idea for the Lakers to potentially, I don't know, like maybe wait a couple of days, maybe make an announcement in the morning or in the afternoon, but they decided to make this trade, around this time. So obviously this is very interesting, guys. And what Patrick Beverley brings to the table, I can honestly say it is a lot, really, when you look at what he brings to the table defensively, when he brings the toughness, which obviously would work under Darvin Ham's system when it comes down to it. I mean, that can obviously play a big role when it comes to what the toughness and the defensive side of what Patrick Beverley can bring to the table for this Los Angeles Lakers team. Now, just judging by how this roster will look like and how the starting lineup will look like, as it stands now, it could be Russell Westbrook at the point guard position, and if the Lakers do decide, they could potentially put in Patrick Beverley at the shooting guard position, or he could come off the bench. It sort of depends on what position he will, or what rotation that Darvin Ham wants to put together. So we have that sort of aspect. Then you have obviously LeBron playing the small forward, and then you have Anthony Davis at the power forward position, and then you also have Thomas Bryant, or maybe potentially Damian Jones at the center position. So, but that can obviously go both ways, with Anthony Davis playing center at times. But that's a whole different type of rotation for different scenario for Darvin Ham. But yeah, guys, I mean, you know, some people, I mean, I can honestly say, guys, this is such a big deal when it comes down to it. And, I think I said what I had to say when it comes down to this reporting. I mean, there's not a lot of more detailed about this move, but just judging by what Woj from ESPN has put out, he basically said that it's just two players for a swap and for two players for one player. No picks will be involved, and it's just a move where the Lakers obviously open up another roster. That's why I like to refer to what I previous said when it comes to the Lakers and them looking for other trades to happen that could potentially happen with maybe in the next couple of days or maybe tomorrow. Maybe something will happen then with as I mentioned with the Indiana Pacers or maybe another team could be involved that we don't even know about. Maybe, uh, you know, maybe the Lakers will look at, I don't know, somebody else. I'm not really Can't really think of one on top of my head other than the Indiana Pacers trade. Now we all know about the situation with the Nets. Obviously, the Lakers are not going to make a trade for Kyrie Irving, and Sean Marks and the Nets organization has already made that known that they don't want to make a trade with the Los Angeles Lakers because they want to keep Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving for another year because they have a chance of winning a championship potentially because of the rosters and the moves that they made in the offseason. So, but having said all that, I can say that this isn't over. This is over. This isn't over for the Lakers. They will potentially make a move happen, potentially when it comes to the Lakers and uh, them trying to improve their roster. Because obviously, free agency, sure, we got some key players. We went with young players, uh, some who are, we improved defensively if you really want to think about it. With also, guys, speaking of this, the moves that the Lakers made in free agency, with this move that they made, it will open the door for most of the players that we signed that will get, I don't know, potentially better roles or maybe potentially better rotation, if you will, get more minutes, if you will, from Troy Brown Jr., maybe potentially Lonnie Walker, or with our centers, with Damian Jones potentially, or JTA potentially. We will potentially see them potentially gaining more minutes, but you never know. As I said, the Lakers are going to look at the Indiana Pacers trade, maybe target, Buddy Hield potentially, or Miles Turner, and maybe that will change the scope of how the roster will look like when it comes to building this roster to become a contending team potentially. Um, so yeah, guys. I mean, this is such a interesting move, a great move by the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, just looking at the stats of Patrick Beverley and what he will bring to the table. I mean, the guy he's like 33 years old, so obviously he brings experience to the table. And what we've seen from him during his times with the LA Clippers and recently with the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, the guy knows how to shoot as well. I mean, throughout his career, he shot like 38% from the three. Now, it's not really impressive type of numbers, but at the same time, you could potentially see that the Lakers, know what they're getting when it comes to Patrick Beverley. So, and when it comes down to it, guys, I mean, this is such a interesting move and a good move in a sense when you prove on defensively, and it really works. It really works what the Lakers have done in this trade, and it's just hopefully things will turn out better, and maybe we will see some more news coming out potentially in the next maybe the next day, or maybe in the next couple of days when it comes to the Lakers' decision and why they made this move. So, um, guys, this is just such a good, surprising, really uh, interesting move. I mean, and guys, I've been hearing a lot that the Lakers were interested in Patrick Beverley for almost for the past couple of weeks, but all reporting and interest was like that we were seeing, it was that the Lakers um, wanted to see their options, and obviously the number one headline was the Nets trade. But now, just seeing them not seeing the Nets shutting down the trade rumors, and obviously, Kevin Durant trolling us with the trade request, and wanting out, and Kyrie Irving wanting out, obviously kind of ruined what the NBA were, or us as Laker fans were expecting. So now the Lakers have to go to Plan B mode and see how to improve this team now. And just judging by what the Lakers are going to do, they are potentially going to see some the best options that's available. And obviously, when you look at it, the Lakers are going to look at potentially the Indiana Pacers trade. I mean, I personally think that's the best scenario that they can do when it comes to finding the best option other than the Kyrie Irving trade, and that is Buddy Hield, Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers. That's the only alternative that I think the Lakers can find a way to improve the team and try to improve with the, I don't want to say mistakes that they made in free agency, but just trying to find some pieces that will fit with this Lakers roster. And it really seems that the Lakers are going to go that route, because I don't think just trading THT and Stanley Johnson just for Patrick Beverley is going to fix things. I think they're going to make some more moves, potentially maybe tomorrow or in the next couple of days. So that's the whole possibility that we will potentially see. Excuse me, when it comes to how the Lakers will try to improve the team. So that's something that I'm going to be really looking forward to when it comes to this Lakers team, and how Rob Pelinka will try to change things up when it comes to how to improve this team. Other than that, guys, there's not a lot of news yet. I mean, I'm not receiving any updates, any rumors, speculations, nothing yet. Maybe we'll hear some more things in the morning, potentially, and we'll get some more detail. But other than what we're getting from Woj and Shams Charania, is that the Lakers have traded for Patrick Beverley. They are going to be trading THT, and they're going to be trading Stanley Johnson in the trade, and no picks will be involved. So that's a good thing as well. I mean, we don't want to trade more of our assets just to get Patrick Beverley. So that's why, as I said, and I know I'm on a loop here. My apologies. I'm just on a loop here. Indiana Pacers trade is going to be the other alternative that I think the Lakers will do to improve the team. And that's the only route and the only way that the Lakers will potentially try to improve the team potentially. So that's a whole different scenario that I think the Lakers will potentially try to do, but that's a whole different discussion, and maybe a waiting game type of scenario that we will potentially be waiting for. And guys, this is just very shocking, very shocking. I mean, out of as us Laker fans, honestly, we never really would have seen the idea of Patrick Beverley joining the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, after the bad blood between the Laker fans and Patrick Beverley. I mean, we will never honestly see the day where he will potentially become a Los Angeles Laker. I mean, it's just so surprising that the Lakers made this move, but I can understand why they made this move because they want to improve on the roster and they want to try so hard to um, potentially improve the team to the benefit of LeBron James. I mean, they want to find players that will fit with LeBron, and I really think that Patrick Beverley will fit well with LeBron James. I mean, with his defensive ability, what he will bring to the table, and obviously his shooting. I mean, people ignore that Patrick Beverley is a pretty good shooter. I mean, the guy can, as I said, he shot like 38% throughout his career. And I believe last season he shot like 39, maybe 40% from the threes. So the possibilities of him bringing his shooting ability to the table will honestly benefit the Lakers shooting wise. So this is a really good move in the sense that the Lakers want to potentially win now type of scenario. But this could potentially maybe, I don't know, maybe not work out. But I have full faith that, the Lakers are going to find another trade scenario that will potentially benefit them in the long run. Maybe we just have to wait in the next couple of days for the Lakers to make that type of move. But, it's just a waiting game type of scenario at this moment. And, guys, just looking at social media right now, I can honestly say not a lot to really, there's not a lot of really updates really that I can obviously talk about. Yeah, there's not a lot really. I'm looking at Lakers Nation's, Twitter account. Looking at Trevor Lane, really, he's on vacation, but other than him going on social media, um, this one caught him by surprise. I mean, obviously everyone really, and it's just similar reactions, really similar reactions to what I basically put out right here. So um, it's a shocking one, but at the same time, this could actually really benefit the Lakers in the long run when it comes to defensively and the toughness, as I said, of what Patrick Beverley, excuse me, will bring to the table when it comes to his skill set and what we know from him that what he will bring to the table. So um, yeah, guys. Other than that, yeah, I mean, if there's any news that's going to be coming out when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers, make no mistake, I will deliver for you all about everything that goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I'm seeing your comments here, guys. I really appreciate the love and support you have given me on this channel and all across social media. I mean, for those of you who are longtime subscribers of mine, I really do appreciate the support. But if those of you who are new, who are coming in here, I really do appreciate the love support. It's just the support is overwhelmingly supportive. I really do appreciate the love support you guys have given me all across social media and of course on this channel, ZSPN on YouTube. If you guys haven't yet, please show me the love support all across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I also have a TikTok now as well for this channel. Show me the love support there, ZSPN. I really do appreciate the love support as well. I'm still looking through social media, guys. I really do appreciate it. And, seeing some comments here, there's some, I mean, there's this one comment, Westbrook for trade Zach LaVine. Just judging by that comment, respectfully, I don't think that it is going to happen because obviously it's Zach LaVine. I don't think the Bulls will trade for Russell Westbrook, and then because it looks like more than likely than not that they will potentially waive him, and plus Zach LaVine's contract is pretty big. I don't think the Lakers will have the salary to hold that in their cap space. So that's a whole different scenario there. If he wasn't signed to a contract in that extent, maybe he will potentially be considered for a trade, but that's a whole different discussion and a whole different opinion there. That's why I like to bring up the Indiana Pacers trade. The Indiana Pacers trade is a possibility for the Lakers to make, and it looks like it's a realistic type of scenario that they can pull off. And it really seems that the Lakers could potentially pull it off. I really see that happening, and because judging by, as I said, when it comes to the Nets trade, they shut down all the rumors, all the trade talks. So the Lakers' Plan B scenario is the Indiana Pacers trade. I don't see them, potentially looking for the New York Knicks for a potential trade scenario. So that's a whole different scenario that I don't really see happening. Plus, I saw an article saying that the Lakers are not interested in in acquiring Julius Randle, which I can honestly say, Julius Randle, guys, even though I would love to see him back with the Los Angeles Lakers, it just doesn't really fit what the Lakers are trying to build with this roster. The fit between, LeBron, Anthony Davis, along with Julius Randle, it's just the fit doesn't really work. And plus, they would have to change the rotation. I mean, the whole scenario and the reasoning was that Anthony Davis wants to play the power forward position. Now, with acquiring Julius Randle from the New York Knicks, it will potentially change up of what they are trying to, put out there. It looks like all likely than not that Julius Randle will potentially start for the Lakers, and he will start at the power forward position. I don't really see a guy who's making he has a 4-year type of contract and making like $20 million per year. He could potentially come off the bench, but that's I don't know. I just don't really see that honestly happening when it comes to what Julius Randle has accomplished when it comes to the New York Knicks. I mean, I believe was he an All-Star? Did he make the All-Star? I mean, I might be mistaken. I could look it up, but just that alone, I don't want to go into details of that particular trade because I don't really see it happening. That's why the only trade and the possible trade is the Indiana Pacers trade, and that's why Buddy Hield and potentially Miles Turner could be the ceiling point of what the Lakers want to improve on when it comes to finding a shooter who could obviously that we need help with when it comes to the shooting guard position. And then obviously, sure, we have Thomas Bryant and Damian Jones, but if you bring in somebody like Miles Turner, if he stays healthy, he can be obviously a dominant player at the center position. Center position that will potentially bring a lot to the table. I mean, not just defensively, but also shooting wise. I mean, he's a center that can shoot, and that can obviously help out the Lakers big time when it comes to, that sort of instance and allowing Anthony Davis, play the power forward position. And that could potentially be the guy that could potentially, be the guy that could dominate in the power forward position and just, bring that scoring to the table. And just the dominating force of Anthony Davis and Miles Turner together, it will bring a lot to the table. And I'm really excited to see that happening if that potentially does happen between the Lakers and the Indiana Pacers if the trade does go down. So that's a possibility, and I think the Lakers could potentially make that happen. But it's just a waiting game once again for the Lakers to make another decision because, as I said, with this Patrick Beverley trade, they opened up a roster spot. So that could open the door for them to potentially trade for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, or they could potentially go into, see who's available in free agency. Maybe look at Dennis Schroeder, which obviously past couple of days there's been reporting that the Lakers are showing a lot of interest in consideration to potentially sign Dennis Schroeder in free agency. So that's another type of scenario, but it sort of depends on if the Lakers do trade Russell Westbrook. So that could potentially happen, and that's a possibility. So we just have to make sure, and hopefully that will maybe happen. But it's a whole different discussion and a whole different scenario that will happen between the Lakers and a trade surrounding Russell Westbrook. So, because honestly, I can't really think of any other team. I really can't. I really can't think of any other team. So, it's just, it really looks like that a trade will happen in the next maybe tomorrow or the next couple of days. But guys, it's just a whole different waiting scenario, and it's just it's just we just have to wait and see what the Lakers will do, and if that means that we have to wait until tomorrow for an announcement and more details to be put out there, then we just have to wait and see what the Lakers will do to address the situation with their roster. So yeah, guys. I mean, I really do appreciate it. I mean, I went on 30 minutes with this reaction. So I really do appreciate the love and support, guys. And if you haven't yet, please show me the love and support by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thoughts about the Patrick Beverley trade. I really want to know your thoughts about it in the comment section. Please show me the love and support there and give me your thoughts about this Patrick Beverley trade, and show me the love and support on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. I'll leave the links to my social media sites into the description of this video so you guys can check out my social media sites. Excuse me. And of course, guys, subscribe to the channel. As I mentioned, I do have a TikTok as well. So if you show me the love and support there, I will really do appreciate it. And yeah, guys, if there's any other news, update, speculations, make no mistake, I will let you all know about everything that goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers all across social media, and of course on this channel as well. So expect maybe a video potentially tomorrow, because we're going to hear a lot of news and updates about the Los Angeles Lakers and their and this move that they made, and there could be more to come. So you never know. I really think I will be shocked though if they don't make another trade. I really think that there's another move to be made by the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, it just seems that way. And just having that feeling that it will potentially happen, it really seems that way. And it's just a whole different waiting scenario, and hopefully things will turn out for the better for the Lakers when it comes to this reporting, because it really seems like that the Lakers are going to make another move. It really seems that way. And with this Patrick Beverley move, it really shows that something will happen. Something will happen in the next maybe tomorrow, in the next couple of days, for another trade to potentially happen. And I know I'm on the loop, so my apologies. There's a potential idea that the Lakers could potentially trade with the Indiana Pacers and get Buddy Hield or Miles Turner. So, or maybe both. You never know. So, and obviously Russell Westbrook will be part of that scenario, and draft picks as well. The Lakers have made it known that if they include the 2 first-round picks, it will benefit them to improve their roster to the extent that they are championship or maybe just a contending team in the playoffs. So, with that being said, possibilities of that happening will potentially we will just potentially see that happening by the Los Angeles Lakers uh, in the uh, in the next couple of days, or could potentially happen maybe tomorrow. I mean, it's I just there's that feeling, there's that feeling that it is going to happen. So um, we just have to wait and see, guys. Wait and see about that. And once again, I really do appreciate the love and support you guys have given me. And having said all that, guys, like, subscribe to the channel, and like me all across social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN. And guys, with that being said, as I said, any news, updates, speculations about the Los Angeles Lakers and this reporting, I will deliver you all everything that goes down when it comes to Los Angeles Lakers on this channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. And guys, don't hesitate. Please comment down below. Give me your thoughts about this reporting, this breaking news by the Los Angeles Lakers, them acquiring Patrick Beverley from the Utah Jazz. And with that move, the Lakers are going to trade THT and Stanley Johnson for Patrick Beverley. So, with the roster spot being open, they could open the door for another trade to happen. So expect that to happen, guys, in the next maybe couple of days, or maybe, maybe tomorrow potentially. So, hopefully things will turn out good for the Lakers, moving forward, and maybe they will start improving on this roster very soon, and maybe for the better. So, guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate the love and support. And, having said all that, thank you all for joining me on this live stream, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.